Welcome to this survival playthrough for No Man's Sky, and here we are, guys. We're down on a freighter because in the last part, whilst I was following the in-game tutorial, the game very obligingly put me down here, which gives me a free takeoff position, and the tutorial led us to building this very simple base. I think it's effectively a No Man's Sky version of a log cabin. I mean, it's quite useful in a way because it allows us to recharge our environmental protection and also, well, hide from sentinels is probably the best way to do it. In this part, I want to carry on following the in-game tutorial because it says there we need to explore the planet and locate buried technology. Use the analysis visor to locate buried technology. Then he said buried treasure. And the other thing I want to say, guys, is a very big thank you for all your comments and feedback. I'm very much appreciated. I mean, in some ways, I feel that I'm learning this game all over again. And part of so we've got some buried treasure over there. We're just gonna fill that up. And I think part of my problem at the moment is I've got some very old habits to get out of, and that comes to one of the points you guys made in the video. I agree. I do not use the analysis visor anywhere near as much as I should do. I think it's just a habit is probably the best way to do it. Actually, I think if I remember looking, so I did have a little bit of a look just before I started it here. Oops, alright, dust and magnetic dust, okay. Yeah, I feel that I don't actually use the analysis visor as much as I should do. It is, I mean, I am by nature a little bit of a visual person, and I've just got used to looking around and using the scanner, but I need to change that, and I'm going to work on changing that. I'm just going to see if I can grab some ferrite dust and see what we can scan around here. If we walk through here, yes, thank you. And we've got unidentified plant. I am working. Oops, no, it says there. I want it. If it's unidentified plant, that's it. Let me scan it. I think we're just going to make our way up towards. Wow, my environmental protection is dropping really quickly. And I think that's one of the elements, guys, that you need to be aware of. And I must admit, it's something that wow, we're gonna have to get up here. So, and I think okay, got here milestone achieved. Thank you. Right, I certainly want that carbon, or not carbon, dihydrogen, and I'm just gonna do this. Switch over to the terrain manipulator, and a big thank you, guys, for your feedback over the terrain manipulator, because it is very, very useful. Got two down here. Okay, two technology modules. Yeah, I must admit, I didn't realise that the sentinels ignored you to a certain degree when you actually use the terrain manipulator. I think that's quite useful to know, actually. Oops. Oh great, we've got an incoming storm. I could try and run for base, but I think what I can do, if I get in, there's a bit of a hillside here, so we just dig in here, because this is what you can do. You can just get in under here. Now, the thing with going underground now is your environmental protection doesn't actually recharge. It just literally just sits there, which is a bit of a pain in the neck, but we can recharge it. And I think what I can do, though, is use the opportunity. Oops. Pull back a little bit. Should be able to get a little bit of carbon whilst the storm's actually running. Actually, how many did got 6 technology? Okay, right, thank you. Just gonna throw out the scan. Got here, can't collect that. else around here? Copper deposit. Certainly probably wouldn't mind. That's 410 away though. Fair distance away. Got there. There's oxygen plants there. We're certainly going to grab those. Grab what we can. I think we'll go down and get the dihydrogen. Oops. So I need this for the takeoff and landing. I mean, I think in survival mode you don't have to stick strictly to the, you know, the guided tutorial is probably the correct way of explaining it. Because in theory, right, we've got some creatures here. That's useful. And grab a bit more ferrite. We're a bit low on ferrite, so I think we do need to use this up the best we can. Now, one area of debate that was in the comments, guys, is the quick menu, and I generally agree with the opinion that the quick menu is actually aimed at the console users. And I mean, I'm not complaining about that, guys. I mean, I think it's there because, I mean, if you come in here, one thing I find with the quick menu is one of the reasons why I don't actually use it as much is I think Hello Games have got a little bit over the top. They've overloaded it too much now, and I think even if I was playing on the console, one feature I would love is, oops, let's see if we can get a leg on. Sorry guys, I'm just going to try and get back to the ship. Oh, we're exhausted. Great, come on, we can get back to the ship. I don't want to recharge my environment. I want to hang on to the resources if possible. Jump into the ship. Okay guys, here we are, we're back in the ship. We're just going to let the environmental protection build back up again. The one thing I would say about the quick menu, and if I was playing on a console, I think I would really like is if this was actually customizable to a certain degree. I know it changes according to where you are, so I've got a different quick menu in the ship from when I'm outside. I mean, if I drop outside, guys, and we come in here, I just think Hello Games have overloaded this a little bit too much. And I think it'd be really nice, especially from a PC's perspective, if there's some way that you could hotkey some of this stuff. What I'm going to do is pick this up here. Of course, what we do need to do is follow through with the tutorial now. Anyway, that's just my opinion, guys. I think if there was some way you could customize that quick menu, I think it'd even work for people with who use the PC. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do is I want a save point. The health station would have been nice. I think the base teleporter, I mean, wooden window. I mean, it'd be nice to be able to build a teleporter here, but we probably won't have the resources to do this. Again, this menu, I think they've just overloaded it too much. Base load, ionized cobalt, iron battery, yeah. So, yeah. Anyway. Right, it wasn't saying here. Oh, it says we've got to go over there, so we'll come over here. Just going to jump in the base for a little while to recharge my environmental protection. You need the oxygen charged. Getting far too much junk in here. I think that can go. Right. Got 500 carbon. We don't need any more carbon. Probably going to need ferrite dust. Ferrite. That's there. We've got oxygen, we've got carbon. Probably going to need to weed some of this stuff out a little bit. I must admit, I do miss not having a large inventory. Okay, scanner. Warning, archives interrupted, emergency broadcast detected. Traveller, find the wings, fly towards us as they must. You will find us when the time is right. Base computer interrupts our own archive retrieval program. Rely on an emergency message, but the broadcast sounds like no distress signal. Perhaps message is right. Perhaps it's time to fly and return to space to seek answers to the mystery. Now that's going to send us to the space station. Not sure if I really want to go there just at the moment. Let's investigate the emergency signal, visit the space station and search for intelligent life forms. Yep. I mean, what I wouldn't mind doing is actually finding a crashed ship. But I mean, that copper deposit is pretty good, but anyway. I think what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to take off and I'm going to see if I can find a base or something, just to see if we can gather a few more resources around here. So, I think we can get another base. I mean, especially a trading station. It would be really great to find a trading station so I can sell off some of that stuff. I mean, I know I can sell it off out in space. And a little bit through the canyons. I admit I do like my hub. Oh, wow. Okay, we've got a base or something. I just saw it on the. Wow, that's exactly what I want. That is very, very useful. We can sell off some of those small items. I know it's not much cash. I know some of you min-max players will say I should be out making a fortune. To be honest, I'm not a min-max player. I'll be totally honest, guys. I think if you get too much into min-max, it just, to me, it detracts from the game, because the way I like to play the game is I just like to wander around and see where it takes me, to be honest. We can sell out of here. Certainly sell the sulfurine. We can sell the mordite. I don't really ever use that. Sell the fungal mold. I know it's only a few hundred. Again, somebody passed a comment about buying and selling. To be honest, I actually preferred the old screen. I find this being a little bit over-engineered, and I think we can sell the salt for the moment. I know I could convert it into something else, but I think at the moment the gold and silver, we could get more gold and silver. Yeah, let's sell off the gold and silver as well. I mean, I could buy some ferrite dust there, but it's free outside. Could have a chat with our friend here. And designed to put me at ease with some tasks they require help with. I'm a bit leery about that. Life hops about happily, they wave, they wish me good luck. What have I let myself in for? I must admit, I'm going to locate the missing person and persuade them to come home. Well, I suppose we can have a look at it. I mean, I think if it doesn't work out the way it is, what can I say, guys? In my dreams, look at that, an A-class 24 slot multi-tool. You can say that's virtually very close to being the top of the range for multi-tools, and I've got nowhere near 3 million. That's very, very disappointing. I mean, we've got this technology guy. I don't know if we can actually get anything out of him that might actually help. I mean, we probably don't have anywhere near enough, no, well, any of that. But, I mean, could we be a bit cheeky here, guys, and actually purchase components? Could buy aromatic steel. I mean, there's resources here which would be useful if we could afford the tech, but because this is what this role of this guy is, he's selling you the resources or the tech, and sometimes actually if you get a problem with a tech and you can't find the components you need in the trading station up in space, coming down and finding one of these is quite useful. Not alone, I've met 10 aliens. Okay, right, I think before we go anywhere, go out here, follow your advice, guys. Copper deposit. I mean, I'd love to get some copper. Well, we can claim the base. It's going to give us a little bit more cash, so we might as well grab that. I think uploads isn't cash anymore, or was it nanites? I can't remember now, guys. Just go with that. Right, sodium, and I really need some ferrite dust. this. Just gonna have a look over the back of the hill here. And there's the ubiquitous sentinel hanging around. One thing I have noticed, guys, and this isn't so much in this Let's Play, but in my permadeath playthrough, I was doing a little bit of off-camera exploration. Maribol doesn't seem to have a use, unless it's actually been moved into the advanced manufacturing. Because Maribol used to be very important for before the next update, but it seems to have lost that key use. Certainly would like deposit. Anything else that way? I'm not feeling it here, guys. There's a buried technology module. That could be useful. I mean, I think I've got the resources to get out here. What I'm going to do is just jump back into the ship and recharge the environment first. I think I'd like to get that buried module. Locate a missing person. As we could check that out. The trouble is it could send us somewhere else and we may not have the resources to actually do that. Wow, this is building up very slowly. Right, where did that... Does this clear itself? I didn't think... Oh, what we got over there? Grab those. That's cash on the hoof. Yeah, does this reset if you go inside a building then? I mean, has any of you guys experienced that? Sodium there. Wait, stand still. Scan you. Oops, I might have gone a bit over ego there, guys. Get out. Ow, okay. And that's carbon. Loads of carbon. What I do need is the ferrite dust. One thing I have noticed, guys, is if you've got sentinels around, if you shoot at long range, the sentinels don't actually seem to associate the beam with the shooting. I mean, it's not perfectly immune, but what you often see, if you shoot at this distance, a sentinel will go and start expecting. I mean, the further away you are, the better. So you need to get a feel for the actual range of your mining beam. And of course the important thing also in that situation is that you don't actually shoot the sentinel by accident. They get very upset when you do that. So if you like, and the other thing also is if you keep moving, the sentinels don't seem to pick you up so quickly. I think if the worst thing you can do is, like, if I come up, just to demonstrate, guys, if I can find something. I've got a sentinel there, is to go right up against something like this and then start shooting it. I mean, I can probably get away with it here, but that seems to aggravate the sentinels a lot quicker than other ways. So how far away is that? 5 minutes 44. I mean, we'll go and check that missing person out. I mean, it could be a nice, simple, quick win. So we're just going to jump in here. Wow. I mean, so we're just going to get here. Obviously, we're not going to walk there. Not 5 minutes 44. Use the ship. And going to fly across. I mean, it could be a free... I mean, if it's a free landing, it'd be even better, guys. I mean, of course, it takes us to a new base. Wow, there's another trading station with some extra bits and pieces. Wow, that's useful. I mean, so we can get a bit more here. Lost jeopardy, locate missing person. Thank you. Got the music building. Right, he's taking us to this person here. Another Gek. Friend, tug something. Yes, got to understand what he's saying. Transmit location. Yeah, we've got a nice little quick win here. Some more nanites. Nanites credited to your account. Of course, we're going to. Don't think we're going to bother. This is more my level after the reward of their still 723,000 units. I mean, we can't afford it. Not even close. Of course, we are going to go out and check round here. Yeah, I can see the sentinel. And again, another advantage of being on a base like this, especially with these kind of capsule modules on here, you can still get out around here and actually collect stuff. And of course, if the sentinels get hostile, you can come in and hide in here, which is very, very useful. 4 more nanites. Might as well keep piling the nanites up. At this rate, we may even get to a point where this would be useful. I think what we're going to do is just stand here and mine off some more ferrite dust. Well, I don't know if it's the game, but I've actually noticed that if you try and click up here where it says exosuit, it doesn't seem to respond as fast as it used to. I mean, I don't know if any of you guys have noticed that and whether you get the same effect on the console. And I must admit, I'm now starting to use the A and D key. I don't know what that is on the PS4 and Xbox, but I'm actually starting to use the keys now to move between the inventories, where before I used to be more inclined to just click onto the top. I think this would be quite useful to lock up on some of this ammonia. I mean, we could sell the ammonia. Well, I mean, I don't know if we could convert the ammonia into anything else that's going to be worth more. Maybe we'll have a look at that in a minute, guys. Just click a little bit more here. Yeah. Grab this. I mean, there's some sodium down there. Let's wander into here. Building offers shelter from hazards. Okay, thank you. I think what we're going to do, guys, is just come into here. And deploy our... Yes, I know, thank you. Transfer items. That turns ammonia into ferrite dust. That seems a bit pointless to me, actually, guys. Mine has no fuel. Yeah, I'm not feeling it, guys. I think the ammonia is probably worth more. I don't think that's worth the effort, to be honest, guys. Hoping for a bit more than that. I mean, it'd be nice to unlock this, but I don't think we're going to have the resources to unlock this. Pure ferrite. Well, we could manufacture some pure ferrite. Got some. Okay, let's just... Oops. Okay, let's just come in here. Put some ferrite dust. Okay, put some carbon in. I mean, we're not going to get that much, but we might get enough to do what we actually need. But I suppose I can keep mining out some of this stuff while we're at it. I've got you, yep. This is a good location to do some serious resource gathering and mining, simply because As I say, if we aggravate the local sentinels, we can actually duck back into the shelter there. I think we can just grab this up here, guys. This is going quite well, actually. You can see with the long range shooting, then you're going to grab that. That's a ferrite dust and ammonia again. This is finished. We probably haven't got that much from it, but it's 2 to 1. Now we've got 47. Transfer that. And if we've got enough to grab this, pair this, or yeah, thank you. And we got 29 nanites. That's going to be useful. And I think we can just shoot back into here. We have a quick look at the inventory. We got 152, we got pure ferrite, a bit more sulfurine, and so that's 250, that's 200. That's worth 180 credits, that's worth 3,000 credits. I mean, that's definitely worth more than the ferrite dust, isn't it? Oh, that's 2,000. Apologies, guys, I can't remember who actually said it, but they said that a quick way to make early money is by actually turning these lower resources into something that's a bit more worth more, and I think that's probably enough. I think we just need, whoops, just shot my own tool here. It's going to drop a save, because if you do a manual save like this, this actually gives you your second save. Right, what it's going to do is get into here. And I think we can probably sell off the ammonia again. Make a little bit more cash. Yeah, I got 4,000, so we're up to 36,000. And the pure. Okay. What we're going to do is get back to that other trading station. And fly back. Nice short hop, hopefully he will give us a nice reward. And shoot in here. Lost Jeopardy. To this guy, give us lots and lots of rewards. Nice big pile of nanites would come in handy. The get chatters excitedly and gives me my reward to complete the deal. 92 nanites, wow, okay. We might be able to get an early tech here. I mean, that would be really great. I mean, wow. Personal force field. I really like the idea of the advanced mining laser. Hematic steel, technology modules. Technology modules, waveform recycler, magnetize. Powerful lateral processing of the multi-tool scanning system allows the device to recharge significantly improved rate. That could be useful. I think I'm not going to trade here, guys. I think we're going to go up to the space station and see if we can get something that might be a bit more, well, I wouldn't say useful, but something that I might be able to work with a little bit better is probably the polite way of saying it. I do like the idea of the advanced mining laser, but there's no point buying something that I can't actually install. I don't have any technology modules. Right, I'm just going to jump out, guys, because especially early in the game, some of the decisions you make can actually be, I wouldn't say life and death, but they are issues. I think what we're going to do now is just follow the tutorial. We're going to get up into space and got some tritium, so we're okay for tritium. The only thing I don't like about third person is that you don't have the inside cockpit scanner, so you don't know if anything's coming, because if I change back to here like this, what you get is in the, oh, you can't see it, one of these ships. You see on the right and the bottom left there where it says Javidius is actually a hostile scanner there. It's just come into view now. And that can be very useful, and I think one of the problems in third person is that you don't actually see that. So you don't get that advance warning that you're going to get bounced. I mean, you would have thought that you know, if you're in third person, you would get a HUD or something. But maybe something does appear when you show up. I think it must be. I've never really noticed. Anyway, I think we're getting a bit of silver on the way through. I'm just shooting this and talking. I think what we can do is just take the space station, and we're just going to go this way. And of course, if you're following the in-game tutorial scrupulously, this would be your first visit to the space station. Obviously, I cheated a little bit in the last part. I actually visited the space station ahead of time. So there we are. You can see the scanner's now just activated, and it's coming in there. The scanner takes about 20 odd seconds, so normally if you're less than 20 seconds away from there, whoops, we're going to crash in, coming from, wow, oh yeah, hey, stop. Yeah, it's a bounty ship anyway, so it's not a problem. Yeah, if you're less than 20 seconds away from your destination, so say 30 at a stretch, guys, you will be okay. You can just ignore that scanner. But if you're further away than that, then you know that you've got a battle coming. So we're now up on the space station, and we're just going to have a look round. Let's visit the space station. Yeah. Find life forms to ask about the emergency signal. I think we just got to talk to random people, so this is guiding you in the direction of actually learning how to interact with aliens, although we've been interacting with quite a few. We could ask for directions. Drop pod, wow, that could be useful. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a barter with the next one to show up. Just keep talking to these guys, mining overseer, wherever you are. Play a small line of drawl, glistens and rays of facilities lighting apparatus. Now we're not going to ask for 2 sets of directions, because before, if you ask for directions after having directions, what would actually happen is it would overwrite the one before. Okay, what's that? Alien schools to approach. Seems excited to see me. I cannot understand their babbling tongue. Perhaps the code I found in the signal repeater. Look at surprise crosses the life form's face. They release a strong smelling gas. It appears to signal our conversation is over. Okay. There, the trader clicks their beak with heightened energy. They stare at my exosuit and multi-tool, presumably wondering why I want to talk to them. Okay. Bid farewell, and these guys will give us missions, but I think they would just tell us to clear off because we don't have enough standing at the moment. Repeat the code. Okay. No look of recognition passes across the life forms. Okay. I mean, I'm ever the optimist that these guys will probably repeat the code. I doubt very much if these will be. I think we're going to have to go to the other side. Quick, get in here. Might be something of use. But I've actually picked over this base quite well in the last part. Don't think any other modules. Well, there's a couple of guys up here, and this is not open yet. Check. Nope. I think you've got to have travelled on the warp drive a couple of times before that will open up. Okay. Life form stares at me silent. When I blink at the same red light that stared at me in the terminal, I feel compelled to repeat the code. This might be the guy. We are watching you, traveller friend. Find what we have left you. Through the alien speaks the words that are not our own. The code is echoed back to me through the red glare and transformed into a set of coordinates. Expecting to see whatever do not appear. should leave and find out whether they've left for me. Okay. Right, that should take us to the next step in the in-game tutorial. We're not going to do that in this part, guys. I want to keep things relatively self-contained. So, well, might as well get a word. We got a little bit of cash, so. And I think just to wind this part up, got no way we can afford any of these ships. Not with 40,000 credits anyway. When I'd love to find a crash ship or something to get a better ship before we actually install the warp drive. But the other thing I would like to say, we've got a few nanites. Now these are the guys that really sell the tech. Right, we got an encrypted data pad. Anything else around here? I mean, I'd like to see what these guys have got. I don't really want to buy ship tech. What I wouldn't mind is something that might help me. The advanced mining laser, technology modules for that. Got a pulse splitter. It might be a little while before I find a technology module. Got these upgrades, mining beam upgrade, that bolt caster module. Got a bolt caster. No, I haven't. Chrome. I suppose it'd be useful to actually get a bolt caster. Maybe I need to work on that. No, we can't. Again, just to show you guys, the multi-tool is so small. There's no point getting multi-tool upgrades because we got nowhere to install them as such. Oh, nanites, that's useful. I mean, so maybe we just need to invest in suit tech. You know, I just need economy scanner. This is ship tech. I mean, again, I'd like this, but I don't really want to go to the effort to installing it just to get another ship and basically wasted the resources to actually do that. So maybe we do need some suit tech. Hazmat gloves. Get rank 3. Hazard protection battery, sodium dioxide. Antimatter. We don't have the formula. It probably won't sell us the antimatter. I think I'm just going to hang on to the nanites for the moment, guys. Collected that, haven't I? Yeah, I think we're just going to hang on to what we've got at the moment and see how it goes. What I'm going to do, guys, is got that drop pod. Let's just go out and see. Receive coordinates, react for the signal. Yeah. Let's just see where the game wants to take us. Yes. Get a feeling it wants to take us back to. Yeah, it wants to take us back to that planet there. There's the bounty ship. I think what I'm going to do, guys, just to finish this off, I'm going to head for the glacial planet. Right, we're down on this cold planet. I think I'm going to have a wander around, guys, and see what I can find. Right, there's a landing point there. I think we're just going to put down there. There's a base. I mean, so we're just going to shimmy on down to here, and this is where I'm going to wind the video up. Land here. Got a little bit of a side drift here. Starship guidance messages, yes, thank you. Let's see. This has got a locked door, and without a bolt caster, that is virtually a waste of time. I'm not going to get through that with the mining laser, especially with the sentinels right next to me. I definitely will need the bolt caster, and maybe I need to work on. What do I need for to install the bolt caster? Right, we need nanotubes and chromic metal. Right. Just pop in there for the moment. I've definitely got the resources to make the nanotubes. Yeah. Yeah, we've got plenty of carbon, especially here. Right. We need the copper deposit there. That's that there. That's 600. Go away. Right. That's 627 away. That's 164. Right, let's just tag that. And gonna get out here, guys. Oh, nope. Yeah. Grab these trees. Right, let's get out and get the copper. There it is. That's one thing, guys. If you press the G key, what actually happens is that when you load this up, it actually advances it one thing forward, and this is going to give us an opportunity to test this thing whether sentinels ignore us when you're mining out the copper. So a bit difficult to see that whether it is copper. Although the ground's turning white, that's quite useful. That's about all there is to it. But as mining in the dark just makes it a little bit more trickier. I think that's about it. Ships that way. That's what. I'll have to grab a little bit of carbon on the way back because we're going to need it for the super, whatever it is. Gonna keep walking. Grab the scan. Dihydrogen, we might as well grab that on the way back. So we can keep actually fueling our ship. I'd love to have that slot on the ship fully charged. I'd be a lot more relaxed once I've got that done. Okay. Petroleum rich plant. Well, don't think we actually need petroleum rich plant. Right, I think we've got enough time to deploy the refiner. Back one and up one and cross. Drop that in there. X. Don't have time to hang around. And just gonna copper, drop some carbon in. Chrome. Begin chromic metal, and we're just going to jump in here, and while that's building up, and what else we've got here? Just have a quick run through. Got some copper and some silver. I might top that up. Oh, I should have used the pure ferrite. Never mind. Actually, didn't use that. Don't need that. Might put the oxygen in there. Environmental protection will kick off up to. It's just gonna got there. I'll grab some ferribites, ferrite, dust, or dioxide. Grab this. Where did that come from? Did I build that? I must have. Oh. Not sure why I built that. What is it? too sure what that actually is. Wow, just gonna ignore that, guys. I'm more interested in this. That's the exosuit, and hopefully now. Right, what we need to do now is just make 3 nanotubes, and just click here. That gives us bolt caster. I mean, we don't have a lot of ammunition. I still don't feel comfortable having a crack at that door. And we're just going to make sure we pick that up. Okay guys, I think this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. What I will do is a little bit of work off camera. I will go and wander around and see if I can gather some more resources, make some more cash. And obviously any of you guys are familiar with the game, you know the routine. I'm just going to go out and actually just wander around, do some exploration, and in the next part we will probably pick up and follow the encoded signal which will take us in the direction of warp drive. I mean, if I get onto the trail of a crash ship or something like that, obviously I will include that in the video. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video, hope you found it interesting, and until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.